Hi all, welcome back. Today we are going to see how you can install few tools that might help developers to increase their productivity and get started with the development in Linux. So here I am going to show you this installation in Ubuntu 21.10. That's the latest version available at this time, and this might work on the latest upcoming Ubuntu version 22.04, the LTS version as well. So I have already prepared a list of tools that we are going to install in this tutorial. I will bring up that list. So here you can see that we are going to install a few IDEs, Node, databases, and few of the LAMP stack. Postman or Hoppscotch for API testing, Git for version controlling, and few of the communication tools since we are all on work from home, and few productivity tools like Wps Office and few browser stuffs, and a few utilities as well for help you debug your system. So without any ado, let's get started. So first of all let's install few IDEs. So these all are personal preferences, but I do believe these all are the famous tools that most of the developers are used. VS Code is one of the famous IDE, and I'm going to install VS Code and those kind of tools from the Linux store, because if I use commands that might get that might get a little bit complicated. So I'm going to use store as well as whatever is possible, and yeah, let's do it. So let's bring up the store. So this might be called software in your Linux distro. So just search here Visual Studio Code. And you have two versions available. The insiders means the feature this insiders build will be packed with the upcoming features, but I do prefer selecting this code itself because it's more stable. Just click install and enter your password. So this will install the Visual Studio Code for you. Okay, now it's installed. Let's minimize this, and I will search for the VS Code to show you. Okay, so it's installed now. Here you can see that, right? So I will close this and I will move forward to the another IDE, that's WebStorm. So WebStorm is a dedicated IDE for JavaScript development. So the reason why I chose WebStorm is I'm mostly working on JavaScript stuff like React and Node.js. So WebStorm is a great IDE for JavaScript development, and it has an inbuilt Git management. So it would be very easier for managing your Git and writing your code. And also WebStorm has an inbuilt plugin called Database. So using that you can also browse the you can also do the database actions as well. So it's more like a tool with all features. So you can access database, Git, write your code, and it has IntelliSense. So it's a feature-rich IDE. So I do very highly prefer that, but that is also available in the store. So let me go back to the store and search for WebStorm. So here you can see that WebStorm is available. Let's hit install. Okay, right now it's installing. So okay, so one of the drawback with WebStorm is you need a license to access WebStorm. So if you have that money, I would highly prefer to use WebStorm because it's a great IDE. Let's give it a second to install. So how much is the size? So yeah, it's a 563 MB of size. So the installation is highly dependent on your SSD speed and network speed. So you can fast forward this video if you really want to see the other installations, but I would prefer to follow along with me in this video. Yeah, it's almost there. 99. Just one more percentage. Okay, now I have WebStorm installed, so let's see whether it works or not. So let me just bring a WebStorm, and it's not coming. Yeah, I think it's opening. Okay, so here we have the license declarations. Let's hit the confirm button and continue this. I don't want to share any data. And okay, so here we have the latest 2021.3 version of WebStorm. Okay, so we have a WebStorm ready to use. So before that, you need to activate your license. So for that, just log in with your JetBrains account. And yeah, here I can't create a new project or I can do anything. So I'm not going to show you that. So let me just close the ID and let's move to the another thing. So the next thing in the list is DataGrip. DataGrip is a database client. So basically you can use the DataGrip for any kind of databases, like you can use DataGrip for MySQL, or you can use it for MSSQL, or you can use it over any kind of databases. You can use DataGrip. So in fact that too is available in the store, but I'm not going to install that because I can use the I will get the same functionality in WebStorm. What I need to do is I just need to install a plugin called database. So I'm not going to install this DataGrip, but if you really want to do database things, or if you are a database administrator, this tool is really great. So let's move to the Node now. So you can directly install Node from the terminal, even though let's check that Node. Anyway, I don't want to waste your time. Let's quickly bring up the terminal, because we have to run few commands to install the node. So I'm going to use Ctrl Alt T to bring up my terminal. So here we have a terminal, and let's quickly run these commands. I will put the these commands in the description of this video, so you can just copy from there and you can execute in the terminal. So let me copy this, and I will paste this here. Okay, so you can use Ctrl Shift V to copy and paste. I mean, you can paste. You can use Ctrl Shift V to paste in the terminal. You cannot use Ctrl C or Ctrl V to do the copy and paste operation. So okay, let's execute the first command. So if you are getting any error call, the curl is not installed, just run the sudo apt get install curl, because curl is required to run this command. So most time curl is already inbuilt. It's already available in the Linux, but if you have any issues, just do that. Let's run this command as well. I will paste it here, and deb is not found. Yeah, let's avoid those. Just install. Okay, let's run this command as well. This will essentially install nodejs to your system. So basically this -y means we are agreeing to all the prompts. So let's install that. Okay, now we have installed nodejs. If we check the node versions, sorry, I typed in the wrong place. So if you type the node version, you can see that we have the latest node, that is 14.19. I think that's the latest version that is available right now. So if you are more into the development stuff, node development or anything, you can do the few of the GCC and G++. That is an optional thing. If you really need, you can install this, but most time GCC and G++ is available in the Ubuntu. So anyway, I'm going to use this command and run it here as well. So okay, so here you can see it's already installed. You don't have to do it again. And if you are not using npm to run your if you are not using npm, if you are a yarn guy, you can install yarn using this command. So I'm not really using yarn. Most time I'm using npm only, so I'm not going to install this. So let's skip that for now. But if you are a yarn person, you can install yarn using these commands. So we have node now, and we have the IDs. The next thing we need is the database. So to install MySQL, let's run this command. Let's run this command here. So this will probably install MySQL version 8, that is the latest one. So let's hit enter, because the capital Y means it's already selected. So let's hit enter now. Okay, the MySQL installation is now completed, but it didn't ask me for the root password or anything, so we have to configure that separately. So to configure those kind of password and those kind of things, we need to run this second command called Pseudomysql secure installation. So let's run that as well. Okay, so here it asking few options. It's saying can be used as password. Would you like to set a validate password component? Yeah, I don't want to do that, so let's enter any password. So remove anonymous users. Yeah, let's remove anonymous users. Disallow root login remotely. If you are only using your system for local development, you can enter yes for this, but if you are doing multiple systems in your development, and say for example your databases lies in one system, say like in this system, and you are developing in another system, and that system communicating with this system for accessing your database, you have to allow this. Otherwise you can just skip this. So in fact I'm using my database and development in the same system, so I don't need external connections, so I'm not going to allow external connections. So remote test database and accessories, no, I don't need test databases, so let's remove that. Reload privileges tables now. Yes, let's reload the privileges. So it's all done. We configured the password and we removed all the anonymous users and the test databases, and we fixed the access issues. So let's quickly log into the MySQL using the command mysql-u. The root username is root, and you have to enter your password. So let's enter the password. Let's do sudo. Okay, we have logged into the MySQL. By default, MySQL uses some socket connection to authenticate with the root user. So we can really use that type of communication, like the authentication technique, to authenticate with our our development environment. Like if we have to connect nodejs to the MySQL, we need the traditional password and authentication system. For that, let's create a new user. I'm going to use create user command for this, and I will explain what does this command means. Let's paste it here, semicolon. So basically it create a user called local, and the local user will be available in the local host only, and this will be using the traditional authentication technique, and the password for this user will be password. So you can change the username and password here, but I'm going to use the username as local and the password as password. Let's hit enter. Now the query runs and there is no error. Let's grant permission to this user. So basically this command gives all kind of access to the user. So let's hit enter and that to execute it, and let's reload the privileges. Okay, now it's all done. Let's exit here. Let's try to use our let's use our new user for logging. So the new username is local and the password will be password. Okay, so we are able to log in with the new user, so it's all done. You can use this new user in your code to authenticate with the MySQL. So okay, let's minimize the terminal and let's move to the new one. So the next thing we need is the Postman or Hoppscotch. So basically these tools help you to run API calls from these tools itself, so it's more easier to debug in your APIs and those kind of stuff. So let's move to the store for this, because Postman is available in the store. Let's search for Postman. Okay, here we have the Postman. Let's install that. let's enter the password. Okay, let's wait for a few seconds now, and this installation will take around 200 MB. Okay, let's move it to the side and let's see what's in the list. So okay, the next thing is git, and we can really do parallel installations. That's why I'm not doing the remaining things while installing this thing. So basically Linux logs the Linux somehow logs the package manager to complete this installation, so we can do parallel installation using the same package manager. In fact, it should be possible because it's using snap and we are using apt for git install. So anyway, let's wait to complete the installation. We don't really need to mess up things. Okay, now the Postman is also installed. Let me take Postman and let's close this thing. Where is Postman? Postman. Postman, where is Postman? I don't know, it's not opening though. Okay, so here we have the Postman opened. It took some time to load in the first place, so that might be less better. I'm not sure. I don't know, it's taking too long to load. Okay, so we have the Postman loaded and it's ready to use. Let's skip this for now. So we have it here. So it's, I think, yeah, it is the latest version. So okay, let's move to the next step. Okay, let's bring up our list. So the next thing is git. Git is basically the version control system. For that we need to again bring up our terminal. So let me bring up the terminal and let's paste it here and enter your password and hit enter. Okay, now the git is available to use. So to check that, just type git. I'm not sure git will work. No. In fact, git is available, so it's giving me the options. So you can use git for version controlling. Let me minimize this again. And the next thing is lab. So the reason I added this in the list because still most people are using PHP and those kind of stuff. Not the latest JS framework. To run those kind of website, you really need Apache or any kind of those kind of things to any web service. You need to run this kind of website. So if you are a PHP developer or you are still dealing with the older technologies, you have to install Apache and PHP to run that. So for that, you can run these two commands. Since I'm not using PHP or those kind of older technologies, I don't mean PHP is an older technology, but still I'm not using PHP. I'm mostly on to JS development, especially in React and Nest.js, so I don't really need this in my system. But if you are a PHP developer or you need any web servers, so you can definitely install those by running these two commands. So let's skip these two and let's do this by the end. And you might know that yeah, I think those are the essentials, very essentials you need for development now. And let's move to the next session, that is communications. Since most of the developers are still doing work from home, these communication tools are very important. And I have added only 3 tools, that is Skype, Zoom and Teams, and I do believe these 3 are the main, these 3 tools are used by most of the developers. If you have anything else, you can just add it in the comments. So let's bring up the store for this again. Let's search for Skype. Yeah, we have Skype here. Let's install that. So if you are running these tools in a very constrained system, you don't have to install Skype as a separate application, because Skype will work in web as well. So you can use web Skype, but if you really need an application, you can install this. But I do prefer using application because I will get more control over there. Let's wait for a few seconds. Yeah, let's check the images. How much is the package size? It's again around 160 MB. You might notice that I'm using only snap packages because for some reason Ubuntu is more into snap packages now, so most of the application that is available in the store is right now through Snap. So if you need any another package manager, you can run the command like apt-get install or something. But in fact I don't find any difference. In fact I don't have to actually, why should I do that? I just need to use this application. Why should I worry about the package manager? So I'm just using the built-in one. It's almost there. Let's wait for a few seconds. Come on. Okay, let it be finished. Let's I don't think Zoom is available in the no, Zoom must be available. Let's wait for a few seconds. So the Teams is not definitely available, so let's use package. Let's use deb package to install Teams. So let's bring up this link in the browser. So okay, let's use deb package, so that would be very easy to install. Let's click on save and it's installing. Okay, now Skype is installed. Let's look that. So Skype is there. Let's close that and search for Skype. Okay, we have Skype here. Okay, let's minimize this. Where is Skype? Taking too long to load, but let's search for Zoom now. Okay, we have Skype available. So let's search for Zoom. Zoom is not available. Zoom client, we have Zoom client. Okay, so we have Skype is there, so let's close this. Okay, so we have Zoom here, so let's install Zoom as well. And let me just quit Skype for now. Where should I run now? Now it's installing Zoom. It's around 262 MB. It's almost there. Yeah, I think the final 1% is some sort of extraction and installation, so that's why it's taking too long to reach from 99 to 100. Yeah, it's there. So we have Zoom as well, so let's just search Zoom. So okay, so we have Zoom here, and yeah, Zoom is there. Let's close this out and let's close from here as well. So let's do the Teams installation so that we have already downloaded. Let's just click on this. So it's basically opens that in the software itself. Yeah, it's opened in the Ubuntu software, so that basically allows you to install through UA. Okay, just we can just hit install here and enter your password, so it basically installed the Teams for you. It's 84 MB. It's how much MB? It's 80 MB. Okay, so it's almost there. It's 80%. Okay, so we have installed Teams here, so let's search for Teams. So we have Teams here as well, so let's close this. Okay, so we have teams here, so I don't have to do anything. So with that installed, we have completed the communications and the developer essentials. So let's look into a few of the productivity tools. So the first one will be Wps Office. So WPS Office will be a great addition to your productivity setup, because that's the most closest Office tools that you can get in Linux. So in fact that is much more superior than LibreOffice or any another tools that is available in Linux, and it is very closer to Microsoft Office. So you can install that. Just copy the link and let's open up the Firefox and just paste it in here and click on enter. And you can download the Linux version, so just select the dep package. The installation is very similar to what we have done for the Teams. So just download this and open it and hit install. So that will install it for you. I'm not going to show it now. I will do that later, but let's move to the next item. Text editor is an optional thing. If you really need any kind of text editor other than this IDEs, you can install anything, but that's very optional, because Linux have an inbuilt text editor called gedit that is really nice. I don't have to install text editor because I do like gedit very well, so I'm going to skip this one as well. So the next thing as a web developer that you need is a browser. You might know that Linux already packed with Firefox, but as a web developer you need to check the responsiveness and how your website may look in other browsers. So I do recommend installing Chrome as well. So you have Chrome and Firefox. Those two are the main and other browsers, and this Brave and Opera are, those are still Chromium browsers. So the website that working in Chrome will work in Brave and Opera as well. So I do highly prefer to install Chrome or any Chromium versions. You can try Edge or any another browser. So I'm still going to use Chrome. To install Chrome, just go to the Chrome website, hit download Chrome, select the dep package and click on accept and install. So that will start the download for you. Let's save that file. Just give us a few seconds. So it's installing Chrome. For some reason, anyway. Okay, so let's open it. It's opened in the Ubuntu store again. Let's hit install, enter the password and click on authenticate. So this will install Chrome for you. Well, let's close this and let's minimize this. And the last one that I suggest you to install in your system is Htop. So basically Htop is a command line utility to monitor your system. So that would be helpful in many situations, like when your system get hanged or anything, you can still use the command line to monitor your system, or you can use Htop to identify what resources are using I mean what process is using most of your resource, and you can kill it using that. So Htop is really comes to handy sometimes. So I would really suggest you to install Htop as well. So let's wait to complete the Chrome. Okay, so the Chrome is already installed. Let's search for Chrome. Okay, so Chrome is here as well. I don't have to open that now. Let's install Htop as well. So for that, just type sudo apt install Htop. So this will install Htop for you. Enter your password and it's installing now. If you are a guy who can understand Top, you don't have to install Htop because Top is doing the same, but Htop have much more, much more simple UI. So now let's search for Htop, and here you can see that the utility, the system different usage statistics can be seen here, like the CPU memory and those kind of things. So well, that being said, that's the end of our list. So hope this video was very helpful for you. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any doubt or anything, just post it in the comments. I will be replying to that. So thank you for watching again. Thank you.